Oh dear. Hi guys. How's everyone doing? I always forget to hit the unmute button when it is doing the countdown because I don't want to have you guys hear me sneeze or something. How are you guys all doing today? I'm so glad you guys could make it here. We've got a little bit of stuff to talk about. And I am loving the fact that now this whole bullying thing that's going on with Meghan Markle, it's like the floodgates have opened, all thanks to the Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood Reporter has done, and I've said this multiple times now, the Hollywood Reporter has done what the Royal Rota could never do and never would do. They are doing what the UK media should have done. And let's be honest, Meghan Markle may say to this day that the royal family never protected me. But the fact that none of these stories about Meghan Markle and her bullying ever made it into the UK press tells us all that she was well protected by the royal family and still is to this day. The fact that the royal family won't release the bullying reports because they are protecting themselves also, it's not going to look good for the royal family. Let's be honest. What I think is that the way Meghan treated staff was so horrific, was so despicable, was so disgusting that the royal family might get backlash for not doing something about it right away. And I feel like that is the problem because as we saw, I can just speak for myself, I have a feeling you all might feel the same way, but I feel like with Meghan just constantly being protected, which always brings me back to the question of why. If Meghan showed from day one she was such a bully that the queen had to talk to her twice about treating staff and how to treat them and not to be mean to them. Imagine you got to tell a grown woman in her 30s, nearing her 40s, that you need to be nice to staff. The fact that the queen had to do that constantly boggles my mind as to why they keep on protecting this woman so much. And don't give me that excuse of, oh, well, Meghan will use the racism card against them. That's a lot of baloney. I don't that's enough. I don't believe that anymore. Like, you're telling me that the royal family is so weak that some unknown hussy who couldn't even get to the A-list in Hollywood has this much of a hold over the royal family? I don't believe that at all, one bit. Hi, Nix. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. I feel like with Meghan feeling like she's invincible because she never really had to face consequences for her actions. She she was showing her behavior even before she married into the royal family. She was showing herself to be a bully from the very beginning. And you still gave this raggedy trollop a 35 million pound wedding. I'm going to say it now. The wedding was more than 35 million pounds. 32 million pounds, I'm sorry, was just for the security costs alone that came from the taxpayers. So just think about all the other costs. Harry and Meghan should have never been given that kind of wedding when they didn't even show themselves to be worthy of a wedding of that, as Meghan calls it, of that sort of spectacle. And I feel like this is the royal family's fault of trying to coddle Harry constantly and trying to appease him. And they allowed him to be on the same level as William and Catherine. The whole Fab Four thing, when we saw Harry and Meghan doing the Christmas walk with William and Catherine, they should have never been allowed to walk shoulder to shoulder with William and Catherine. You should have been walking behind them. The fact that Meghan was given that little bit of leeway, Meghan is one of those people where you give her an inch, she will take a mile and run. Hi, POV. Thanks, darling. Oh, you're my hero, POV. You know that, right? I love you back. Thank you. But Megan is one of those people that you give her an inch, she will run with it. She will take a mile. She'll think that she deserves it. But then not only will she take everything, she'll spin in your face also and call you a bully. She was given too much too soon, Susan. And this is what I'll never understand is that Meghan never showed any type of loyalty to the royal family to be given so much so soon. I mean, what, a couple words? Oh, I'm going to hit the ground running. That doesn't tell you anything. It's just a lot of words, a lot of nonsense from Meghan Markle. So finally, I mean, I will always credit the Hollywood Reporter for doing what UK media should have done. But I always feel like maybe the royal family kept her protected. Mole, do you know Meghan personally? I don't, but we've seen her behavior for the last 7 years in public. We've seen the words that she's spoken about seeing the real her. And what have we seen? A victim who lies constantly, who lied to the high courts, who's a proven pathological liar, who lies about being charitable when she's not. She lies about family and compassion when she doesn't even show compassion to other people, maybe strangers. No, I don't know her personally, but her actions, because she's a public figure, have shown her to be a pretty degenerate human being. That's just my opinion. But everyone's allowed to share their opinions here. You all know that. We allow sugars here to spout off their nonsense. We have Johnny Utah every Friday nights if you're here on our Friday night lives. Yeah, this is the amount of money wasted on Meghan Markle is utterly obscene. And even still to this day, the fact that Vancouver is on the hook for the Invictus Games, and the taxpayers there are going to be paying out of their rear for these two, and their security is crazy. The fact that they went over to Nigeria, got a whole bunch of money from them. Like, does anyone know how much was spent on their security down there? No, but I'm guessing if Colombia spent nearly 2 million, I'm guessing Nigeria spent something like that also. It was ridiculous. POV says, I think everything she does is how she is personally. Yeah, I feel like she tries to put on this facade of being such a good person and such a caring individual, but her actions and her behavior give it away. You see that she is not a nice person because she doesn't have it in her. And the fact that she always needs to put out puff pieces claiming, oh, Meghan Markle is so nice. She's so amazing. If you're so nice and amazing, you don't need to be putting out puff pieces claiming that constantly. Have we ever, answer this, guys, have we ever seen articles about Princess Catherine being so nice and so amazing? No, we see it in how she carries herself as a person. So now, of course, Victoria Beckham has jumped in on the bandwagon. Everyone hates Meghan and everyone dislikes Meghan for a good reason, because she is a rude, raggedy trollop who thinks she's better than everyone because she married an emotionally stunted dimwit who just happened to be a prince. It doesn't, like, you married the lowest common denominator of the royal family. You married the one that nobody wanted to marry. Teresa, thank you. Says, good evening, everyone from a wet northwest England. Oh, rainy season is upon us. Cold season is upon us. It's not fun. But Meghan Markle really thinks that just because she married Prince Harry, it makes her the queen turd of Turdland. She thinks that she is the know-it-all. She thinks that she can go around preaching and telling people what to do, all because she married a dim-witted ginger who happened to be a prince and is a part of the British royal family. Nobody wanted Harry. All of these aristocrats, like, it should have been a huge red flag. Here is a prince, and he's in his 30s and he's still single. Red flags all the way. Yeah, exactly, RM feminine. Marrying a dolt is not a flex. Exactly. Meghan claims to be a strong feminist who basically stood on her own 2 feet and achieved everything she has on her own, which we all know that's not true. But yeah, marrying the low-hanging fruit of the royal family is definitely not a flex. Marrying Harry is not a flex. I'd rather be single. I would rather be single. That is nothing to brag about. Exactly, Katie, but cries every time something doesn't go her way. How many times did we find out through their Netflix special that Meghan was always, or through Spare, that Meghan was always collapsing on the floor in tears? Oh, I just collapsed uh into the arms of Harry's bodyguard, and I was just crying and I was weeping in tears. And I said, I tried so hard. What did you try? What did you try? You didn't try at all. You were nothing but a pain in the ass from the very beginning. Meghan's been nothing but a royal pain in the ass for the royal family. And she has, yeah, Meghan Markle herself getting married to Harry. And the thing that I don't understand, she married Harry, and Meghan has always wanted the life of leisure. I know she wrote about wanting to be a She-Ra, and she threw digs at Catherine and her wedding, but that's exactly what Meghan wanted. If you looked at the Tig, Meghan wanted the lifestyle where all she did was travel to exotic beaches, hung out on the beach all day with a drink in her hand and a joint. That's all she wanted. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to live a life of leisure. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong about that. But stop pretending that you want to be some strong feminist when you can't even, be one yourself. You go around having children in Colombia call you Princess Meghan. There's something really mentally unstable and insecure about a grown woman well into her 50s, I mean 40s or whatever she is. And she is demanding to be called a princess by these little children. Oh dear, definitely cheating with a bodyguard last year. Oh, I'm sure those two have been cheating on each other for a while now. I don't think they've slept in the same bed since Meghan got the ring on her hand, because remember, it was claimed that when they were in Australia and Meghan was allegedly pregnant, that they were sleeping in separate bedrooms. They weren't even sleeping in the same room at that time. I mean, if I was a newlywed, I would be in the same room as my husband all the time. Are you crazy? But no, not these two. But let's be honest, Meghan was never interested in Harry. She never loved Harry. She loved the idea of what he could do for her. That's what he loved. I mean, that's what she loved. She loved the fact that she knew Harry would open doors for her and get her places that she would never have access to. Rach Jam Ragland says, She-Ra, she, She-Ra, she more she-man or he-Ra. Oh dear. The chat is always wild, you guys. So now this article has come out with all the bullying stories that have been unleashed in the States. Now, you get this coming out about why Victoria Beckham never really liked Meghan Markle as she and David ditched the Sussexes. Now, we all heard that Meghan thought that she was better than Victoria because she married Harry, because she was a British royal now. But see, Meghan isn't that smart because the Beckhams are like British entertainment royalty. Are they not? They are like celebrity royals there. They are the A-listers there. Now, Meghan is so dumb because you would think that if you want to make connections, if you want to be successful, you would want to be friendly with these people. They are British royalty. There we go. You would think Meghan would want to stay cordial and friendly, but Meghan can't because Meghan is very green-eyed and she's very jealous. And, Victoria and David would have been perfect for Meghan and Harry to help deal with the media because if you guys remember, Victoria and David went through hell with the media. Remember Rebecca Luce when she came out and the whole fling with the nanny? Victoria would have been the best person, but obviously Meghan thinks that she knows better than everyone. Exactly. She should have made Victoria her BFF. Missed opportunity. Every single opportunity Meghan Markle has been given, she has floundered away one way or another. She has messed up. Meghan Markle is, I know she wants to say that she is a global leader for young girls and women, but no, Meghan Markle is the person that you would tell your girls to not want to be. Be like, look, my dear, when you get opportunities in your life, when you get such like you get a chance to do something so big, do not be a Meghan Markle. Do not flop it and allow your greed, your jealousy, your narcissism, and you think you know it all get the best of you. Because I always feel like in order for you to become a better person, you always have to be open to constructive criticism. You can't always be getting offended by something. If Victoria Beckham is giving you information and is helping you out, shut up and listen and be grateful for the information that she's giving you because she has most likely been through it. This is advice that you cannot pay for because this is what people have actually experienced within the industry, within the celebrity business, with paparazzi. But just Meghan just screws it all up. So here it says that Victoria Beckham never really liked Meghan Markle, and it's one of the reasons she and husband David Beckham have ditched the Sussexes. So let's be honest. William and Catherine are the dream team. And then you've got Harry and Meghan, which could have been a dream team, but well, you guys suck. That's as kind as I can put it. Y'all suck. That's the story at the end of the day because you see how Harry and Meghan are constantly throwing digs out at the royal family, constantly putting out their stupid word salad, constantly failing at their projects. And then you've got William and Catherine who are just keeping their head down and just moving forward. For example, I'll come right back to this Victoria Beckham article. But for example, how many of you guys know that the Royal Foundation with William and Catherine, so the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales, have provided the following support to Bertley Community Pool through their Community Impact Program. So they have helped provide funding to support the reopening and refurbishment of costs at the community pool. Apparently, it was closed back in like 2019 because they couldn't keep up with the costs. So, William and Catherine have stepped in and helped out the community, and funds from the Royal Foundation have been used to help provide for the community to open up the pool for them. Because going to a pool is great for your mental health. It's great exercise also. And just getting out there and getting into the water and moving around, it's really good for you overall, for your well being. And this is amazing. Like, I love that they just quietly move ahead. And this is what Harry and Meghan fail at. Because what Harry and Meghan do is that they make these big, loud announcements, these big, massive announcements. We're going to do this and this and this. And no, well, what happens? What happens afterwards? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. And then you have the Wales family where you know what? They just, as Meghan likes to claim, show up and do good. And it's William and Catherine who are actually just showing up and doing good. You didn't hear any big fanfare about this, but you got the news when it was done and it was implemented. And everyone is enjoying the community pool now. Aw, thanks, Paula. The whales are the real deal. Molly is on fire. You're so sweet. Thank you. But this is what Harry and Meghan fail at. And not only do they fail at projects, but they fail at keeping their friends around too that could help them. You're trying to tell me that you wouldn't want to be friends with David and Victoria? Like, just imagine the connections they have. But no, Meghan feels like she is the top dog. She thinks she knows it all when in reality she doesn't know anything. And she doesn't learn from her mistakes. She doesn't learn from her constant failures. She doesn't learn from, like, what was that? Who was it that said, there was that quote. Oh goodness, I should have written it down. It was an Albert Einstein quote, and it was like, um, how does it go? Something about repeating the same thing is the definition of insanity. Repeating the same mistake over and over is the definition of insanity. I think it's along those lines. I'm not going to look it up, but it's along those lines. I'm sure one of you guys will get it, but that's what Rachel does. And it's just like Rachel doesn't learn from her mistakes. She never learns from her mistakes at all. She does the same thing over and over again, and she constantly fails. And it's the same thing with friends. It is the exact same things with friends, because ask yourself this. That was a quote by Albert Einstein. Yeah, it was the quote by Albert Einstein, but I just forget how it goes exactly. But yeah. Meghan, like, who are her friends? Who are Meghan's girlfriends? Meghan has no friends around her. She's got nobody. No one at all. So, of course, I understand why Victoria Beckham wouldn't like Meghan Markle, because I'm sure she could sniff out the type of person Meghan Markle was from the very beginning. You could tell. Meghan is not very, discreet with her behavior. She is like, you could smell from a mile away. The only idiot who couldn't understand what Meghan was up to was Harry himself. It was Harry who couldn't see what was going on right in front of his face. So yeah, so it says that the A-list couple have been firm friends with the members of the royal family. Well, of course, they're the winning team. with Victoria and the former England footballer David counting Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Harry, and Meghan among their circle of friends. However, relations between the Beckhams have soured in recent years, and it has been alleged they had a bitter fallout over rumors the couple had leaked stories about the press to Harry and Meghan. Funny how that always happens, and then it comes back that it was actually Meghan who is the one that is constantly leaking. It's Meghan who's feeding stories. Now, what happened here was that apparently Victoria gave Meghan basically some hair and makeup advice at one of her salons that she frequents, and someone who overheard it gave this information to the press. But of course, Meghan blames Victoria and David being the type of person that she is, because in reality, Meghan wants to shut out everyone that Harry is friends with. She is jealous that Harry has these connections, and she wants to be the one with the connections. Allegedly, Meghan stole clothes. Oh, yeah, I heard that about the whole Victoria Beckham thing, but I wasn't sure about that. I feel like Meghan is jealous of these celebrity friends that Harry has because he is a royal, and she feels like she should be the one deserving of those celebrity friends. So she's going to wreck it for him, but then in some stupid way, she thinks that these people are still going to be friends with her because why? She shows up in their clothes, but she doesn't do a good job wearing their clothes either. She makes them look a whole mess. And this is just Meghan. This is who Meghan Markle is. Now, here's the thing, that the Beckhams even lent out their LA mansion for Meghan to use. And this is how she repays them. Isn't this exactly how she did the royal family? She uses them and then she hates them. This is who she is. Meghan Markle is nothing but a user who thinks she's entitled to everything with the least amount of talent. She has no talent. She doesn't put any work into anything or any effort. She thinks she just deserves it because she married a dimwit. And like I said earlier, I am so glad that these floodgates have all burst open and all of this about Meghan Markle is starting to come out. Thank you, Hollywood Reporter and Mayor Roshan, for having the balls, for being the ones to call out Meghan Markle and her nonsense, for giving the victims a voice. The only victims I feel sorry for are the victims that worked with Meghan within the palace. I feel sorry for them because I feel like their voices have completely been snuffed out. I feel like they should be able to speak, and I feel like the royal family, in a way, by not letting them tell their stories, are still protecting Meghan, and that would hurt me if I was a person who worked for the royal family, because you would think that your employers would be behind you. Nameless victims. Well, Stacey Ann, I'm so glad that you think it's funny to laugh at victims. But you are a Meghan Markle fan, as it seems, but it makes sense why you would find it funny. What do you guys think of all this? I mean, it's pretty obvious that nobody wants to be friends with Meghan. Victoria Beckham doesn't want to be friends with Meghan because she is nothing but a loser. What has she achieved and accomplished since marrying into the royal family? Nothing. Besides make a mess of her own reputation, show herself for who she truly is. She has really shown herself to be a greedy, jealous individual who has no talent, no work ethic, is lazy, is nothing but an effing grifter. She's failed at 40 by 40. She's failed at archetypes. She's failed at Pearl. She failed at Meet Me by the Lake. She's failed at, like, the list can just go on and on and on. Meghan thinks that just because she married into the royal family that people would be flooding her and coming to her and like throwing themselves at her big chicken toes, but no, they're not. You're not. Nobody wants to dress up Meghan SpongeBob, okay? Especially when you are nothing but a tainted brand. Meghan Markle is a tainted woman. And now that Hollywood has completely rejected her, the only place she has to go now is maybe the porn route, OnlyFans. I don't know. I think that's the only route that she has. Because as she's sliding down the slippery pole, she has been rejected by Hollywood again. They don't want her. Don't say the word. Prono. Thanks, darling. No, she's not gonna have another baby. I know Enty, he had a blind about having a meeting with one of the big surrogacy agencies. I'm gonna look into that, but yeah, Meghan can't have another kid. She's too old for it. Maybe she's trying to find an Invisibet. Who knows? Who knows? But I feel like this is Meghan's karma. This is, you treat people horribly in your life, and this is how you're going to get treated. And now that the Hollywood Reporter, thanks to them, has blown open the floodgates, everything is just rushing out now. And I am here for all of it. I am here for all of it. OnlyFans feet. Oh dear. You know, there are a lot of freaks in the world. There are a lot of freaks and perverts in this world who pay for a lot of things. There was that girl who was selling her farts in a jar, remember? Ugh. You know, sometimes I just like think like people do, like, how can I could never bring myself to fart in a jar, but then there's this girl who was selling them for like $5,000 per jar or even more than that. And I'm just like, I could never. I bought one. What? Stick an ARO label on it. Yeah, I could never bring myself to do something like that. I just can't. I don't know. I just think like I could never. It's yeah, people are shameless. People are shameless and people will do anything for money these days. And I just feel like I still I still have integrity. I still have respect for myself that I cannot bring myself to farting in a jar and trying to sell it for 10 grand, no matter how hard up I am. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely wild. Ew, Tozilla. Could you imagine if Meghan Markle started selling like her toenail clippings in a jar? Ew. I bet you her little Sussex squatty fan base would buy them. That's disgusting. But you know what? At the end of the well, she definitely can't sell Phoebe. God, that's disgusting. We always end up going left when we get towards the end of these lives, you guys. We always go left. But I'm glad that the Beckhams have distanced themselves from Harry and Meghan, especially. It's just the same as the Fosters. Remember, Meghan and Harry were friends with them, and Harry was calling David Foster his second father. That was embarrassing. And then just who else have they lost? I bet you Nacho and Delfina will be next because they don't hang out with them at all anymore. And the whole Netflix thing is more about Nacho. I bet Meghan is pissed that she's not featured in it. Ay, caramba. Yeah. It's a downward spiral, and you know what? I'm here for it. You do not get to take the piss out of the queen, get to disrespect the queen, make her final years of her life a miserable living hell after she did nothing but welcome you with open arms into the royal family. And I just feel like this is the queen and her karma coming down and getting back at Meghan Markle. That's what I feel like. I feel like nothing will ever make it for Meghan. She will never succeed at anything because we all see the person that she is. What happened to, DeLovely says, what happened to all the people of Nigeria? Are they still fawning over Meghan? No, they know they got hustled. The Nigerians got scammed by a fake Nigerian. I'm just waiting for the day that they get really angry and they start talking about Meghan's behavior in Nigeria. Yeah, I can't wait for that. MeghansMole, will you be at Omid's reading tomorrow? I might be. I might be. I know Omid's probably shitting himself. He'll probably start melting. Oh no! Who knows? Who knows, right? I'm not going to tell anyone, but we'll just throw it out there. Maybe I might be, maybe I might not be. You might see a woman walking around with a moon. Could you imagine? Oh my God. You know what I just thought? What if I'm there and I've got my whole prosthetic thing on, or say if I don't wear a prosthetic, right? And I'm just like undercover there. And then what if they go and tackle a woman who's actually pregnant thinking that it's me? Oh my God, that would be so much drama. That would be so funny. It would, Omid's night at the bookstore would be ruined. Absolutely ruined. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to keep this live short. I'm going to get the hell out of here. But I am so glad that, like I said, that a Hollywood Reporter has opened the floodgates and that and people are now talking about this. I'm glad that people are speaking about her. What reading? So apparently Omid Scobie is going to be at Chevalier Books or something in LA tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think it was, for some book event, and he's going to be answering questions and stuff. It's on Auntie's Crazy Days and Nights blog, or I think on his Twitter page also, but I think we all shared it. Yeah, I'll share it to my community page again. But yes, it will be very interesting. Make sure the belly falls down to your ankles. Maybe I'll just walk out of the store with it just dragging around my ankles. How about that? Stacey Ann, Mole, when you find out Meghan carried her children, will you apologize to her? Stacey Ann, I know you probably haven't been here before, so you probably haven't heard me, but I have always said that if Meghan Markle can prove that she carried Archofficial, if she gave birth to Archofficial, that child passed between her legs or was birthed via C-section, I will eat my words and I will apologize to Meghan Markle. I have no problems apologizing if I was wrong, but I know that I'm not wrong. I know that I am 100% right because you know what, Stacey Ann? I was pregnant at the same time as her. I know there are certain things that you can't do. And if Meghan was really pregnant, we would have heard all the details. We would have heard every single thing. We would have heard her talk about it nonstop. You think Meghan Markle would shut up about the delivery and labor process? I bet you she'd be whining about that until the cows come home. But yes, if Meghan Markle can prove to me that she carried her children, Archofficial and Invisibet, then yes, I have no problems apologizing to her. I have no problems with that at all. And I have said that many times. But Meghan Markle did not give birth to those children. And I am sticking by that. And I've said it many times before. And the fact that I have yet to receive a cease and desist or anything tells me that I am correct. Anyways, So we will leave it on that. So hopefully, Stacey Ann, maybe you know Meghan Markle, and maybe you can get her to reach out to me and prove to the world that she, I just saw this. Andrew. Yeah, we need, if Meghan Markle can prove that to me, then I will apologize. But like I said, she never has. End of story. End of story. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Victoria and David thankfully not being friends with the dastardly duo. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.